Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are seeing the reaction to a black man killed by a police officer. Riots popping up in the city of Minneapolis. Police have apparently killed a black man for running away. That is their version of events. They shot him as he was trying to flee in a car. As a man who had a warrant out for his arrest. He was being stopped. He was being apprehended, and he attempted to escape through his car. They fired into the vehicle, and he later crashed into another car. News got around fast, and we are now seeing the result of it. We are seeing riots happen. We are seeing destruction happen, looting happen. And of course, we see the left only making it worse with their rhetoric, specifically elected leaders. So let's dive in here. This is from the New York Post. National Guard deployed in Minneapolis after fatal police shooting of Daunte Wright. The National Guard was deployed in Minneapolis as hundreds of people looted and rioted into the early hours Monday after a black man was shot dead while trying to flee arrest less than 10 miles from where George Floyd died. The fatal shooting of 20-year-old Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center came as the Twin Cities was already in a state of high alert over the trial of ex-cop Derek Chauvin, charged with George Floyd's murder last May. Wright, who had an outstanding warrant, had been pulled over around 2 p.m. Sunday and was shot after jumping in his car and trying to race away, crashing to a stop after driving several blocks, police said. His mother had quickly raced to the scene and called for calm as crowds soon joined her there, local media said. But within hours, at least 500 protesters had taken to the streets, according to the Star Tribune, many looting and trashing up to at least 20 stores, officials later revealed. So here's what I want to say before I get into this any further. We don't know if the shooting was justified. We don't know if it wasn't justified. We don't know why he fired, why the officer felt the need to fire. It could have been a legitimate reason. We don't know. I say this because I think it's very safe for us as a society to wait until we have all the information. We don't need to jump to conclusions one way or another. That's one of the problems of our society today, I feel like, that generates quite a bit of anger. I know for a fact that the media would love for us first to jump to conclusions so that we can take our sides. And I personally would rather wait. And here's why I think we should wait. Here's why I think we should wait for more information to think about this with some sort of calm and measure. It's because when you don't think that way, this is what happens. Rioting and looting in suburban Minneapolis after a young black man shot and killed by police. This is up at Red State right now. As you can see already, we have what is definitely the wrong reaction to any of this, and also an absurd reaction when you really think about it. You have
they're coming!
People looting stores in the city of Minneapolis now. These people are fleeing as police are coming to stop what's happening right now. As you can see, they're just kind of making up. This is, of course, in reaction to the shooting, because this is how you get justice, apparently. Multiple storefronts, from Xfinity to a men's clothing store, continuously looted in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. As you can see, a lot of these places have just been sacked. Completely destroyed. All of the things in there taken. Multiple storefronts looted and smashed in Brooklyn Center's Shingle Creek crossing near Walmart. Tons of people driving around in their vehicles around the parking lots. All stores closed. You see stores like Five Below, Rue 21, TJ Maxx. A lot of these people just taking whatever they want. Liquor stores currently being looted with people trying to take an ATM too. Minneapolis rioters earlier seen waving Black Lives Matter flags. A known Democratic extremist group who helped to elect President Joe Biden smashed windows of a small business to steal Nike shoes in solidarity with the movement to end police brutality against young black men. Walmart is targeted by rioters in Minneapolis after today meeting with 100 corporate executives discussing how to deal with changing election laws. This is one of the many Walmarts destroyed by far-left extremist groups such as Black Lives Matter over the last year. So as you can see, it's not a well-thought-out reaction at all. It's not really. It seems almost as if it's a reaction purely based on selfishness. There's really is no getting justice by looting a store. There's really no getting people like George Floyd back or unshooting a man, whether it was just or not. by going in there and destroying people's place of work, where they go to get clothes, where they go maybe to get even medicine, food. But this is the reaction that Black Lives Matter activists prefer. How it gets justice, they refuse to say. They believe that doing this is effectively just balancing the equation, but really you're just hurting more people. And what are the Democrats doing about it? Well, they're only making it worse. This is up at Red State as well right now from Nicaragua. Democrat Governor Tim Walz's response adds fuel to the fire of the riots in Minnesota. Let's dive in. As we reported earlier, Minneapolis erupted in riots again late last night after a fatal shooting involved 20-year-old Dante Wright in the nearby town of Brooklyn Center. They had stopped Wright for an alleged traffic violation and found out he had an outstanding warrant, according to the police. That's when Wright tried to get back into his vehicle, and one officer fired at him, hitting him. He drove several blocks before crashing. They gave him CPR, but he died at the scene. The riot was like a throwback to the end of May last year after George Floyd's death. Rioters looted and or destroyed stores in Brooklyn Center, including a Foot Locker, T-Mobile, and New York men's clothing store, as well as stores all over Minneapolis. They destroyed multiple police vehicles, even shot up a police station. So this is basically resembling any Black Lives Matter riot that we have seen over the past year. It's just another one. Now, Governor Tim Walz didn't make the same mistake he made last year when he failed to call in the National Guard. As things exploded out of control, he did in fact call the National Guard, and this time they got there around midnight to help. But he still showed how bad it is to have Democrats in control of government when you need decisive leadership in response to the riots. Check out what he tweeted about what was going on. And this is from the Governor, Tim Walz. I am closely monitoring the situation in Brooklyn Center. Gwen and I are praying for Dante Wright's family as our state mourns another life of a black man taken by law enforcement. Okay. This is effectively a Democrat telling you that this is a continuation of a very racist problem happening in our society. Do we have a problem in our society this racist? Do we systematically kill black men? Do police officers systematically kill black men? No. That's not true. It does happen, but it doesn't happen as often as you think. The reason that we think it happens so often, and to be honest with you, white people are killed far more by police officers than black people. But the reason that you think that black people are killed more than white people is because whenever this happens, the media blows it up. Democrats blow it up. Activists blow it up. I want to remind everyone that the division that you see in this country happens because it is being fomented by elected leaders. It is being fomented by media entities who have an agenda to push, who have a vested interest in making you click and watch everything that they want you to see, so that you get angrier. Anger causes division. Division causes you to split to your sides, and those sides result in votes. The angrier and the more unfair things seem, the more slanted things seem, the more you'll be likely to agree with them and join their cause and vote for them and keep them in power and give them money and watch their channels. It is a scam, effectively. Now, once again, I want to make this very clear. I do think that the division between the black community and the police is an actual problem. I do believe that they have problems, and that they should do what's best to work it out, to come to solutions that would stop much of the problems, much of the distrust that they have in each other. And to be fair, many people are trying to do that. I know that there is a first cookout that happens in Milwaukee where police and the black neighborhoods come together to eat, play games, talk, discuss things, and get to know each other. Proactive policing in communities is a great problem solver. But the problem with all of that is that when it comes to trying to solve the problem, you immediately become on the opposite side. You go to the opposite side of Black Lives Matter and these Democrats that would rather these problems continue to happen. Black Lives Matter denounced the cookout when it happened because they do not want to solve the problem problems between the black community and the police departments or any law enforcement entity, they would rather they continue so that they can be a reactionary force. This isn't just me saying that. This is actually Black Lives Matter trying to explain why they don't try to solve the problems between police and the black community. They want to be a reactionary force that is there to point out that the police are bad and that this is a systemically racist country whenever something goes down. And this is just another one of those examples. Not long ago in a different video, we discussed how a Harvard researcher found that it's the media that actually makes things so much worse and that the police actually make things better. Proactive policing actually stops much of the crime from happening. But whenever you have a sensationalized story, the media gets involved and exacerbates the problem so that it becomes much, much worse. Folks, I do not know what's going to happen to the city of Minneapolis. It seems that it is being torched to the ground on a monthly basis. I do not think that many people are going to be in the city for much longer. If I was a Minneapolis resident, I would leave. Here's what I do know. I do know that the looting and the rioting is wrong. I do know that it's being fomented by our elected leaders, as you can see here from Governor Tim Walz's tweet that he had sent out. I do know that there are people out there who would rather us be at each other's throats and rather us distrust each other and rather us feel like we need to resort to rioting and looting and burning things down to make it justified, to make it seem like it's okay to do this kind of thing. It's not okay to do this kind of thing. It's not getting justice for anyone. Really, you're just rioting and looting because it's a free excuse to get your frustrations out, to steal things that you might want. But it's not really your stuff. It's not really getting justice for anybody. In fact, all you're doing is depriving people of jobs. You're depriving people of medicine, of food, of clothing. You're not getting justice for anybody. You're actually hurting people. And a lot of these places that they are hurting are specifically black neighborhoods. During Black Lives Matter riots, it is more than likely the black neighborhood that is going to be destroyed. It's black jobs that are going to be destroyed. It's black lives that are being destroyed by Black Lives Matter. This is just another example right here. There is no justice happening here. A man died by a police officer. A black man died. We don't know why exactly the police officer fired. He could have been very well justified. We don't know yet. I recommend that we wait. I recommend that we see the body cam footage. I recommend that the investigation be carried out. But until then, we don't make a decision one way or another about whether it was wrong or right. But we can say what is wrong and right in the reaction to it. And this is wrong. It's wrong for the rioters to do what they did, and it's wrong for the Democrats to continue to stoke these fires like they are. I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it or learned anything, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you're made aware when we upload new content. See you in the next video.